I'll find it.
Great.
I'll get there.
Hello, Merry Christmas, one and all. Merry
Don't forget
Christmas.
the second part of that.
And a happy Jack to Santa.
Yeah. Jack doesn't always want to say happy Jack to Santa, and I like that.
I don't think it's
the bit.
I don't think it's as clean of a pun as Merry Christmas. I think Merry Christmas is like, wow, a beautiful organic miracle.
Sure.
But, we're fine.
Yeah, well, you just need, maybe it's just once you have a sweater made that says Happy Jack to Santa on it, it will feel, you'll have more ownership over it.
I guess that's possible. I think part of my issue is the happy, is that we're not playing off of, it's not that DeSanta doesn't sound like Santa. DeSanta is fine. It's no one says Happy Santa. Happy Santa isn't like a thing you shout at someone. That's the part that feels inorganic to me.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I can confidently say, earliest live stream we've ever done.
Oh, by far. I'm chugging some coffee over here.
Got a little espresso here.
Yeah.
We hope that you all enjoyed the sketch. Thank you for being here for the premiere of it.
Yeah.
Confidently can also say that took a lot of different turns than even we anticipated.
Yeah, there we go.
When we started writing it,
Yeah, hope y'all got the chance to watch that. And if you you should also take the opportunity to check out that playlist, check out all the other creators who are part of this Christmas comedy cause. We're really excited about this. This is a really fun thing that we're really happy to be a part of, and people are doing some good. So check that out. Check out the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank. Take some time, peruse, and happy Santa to one and all. I think, if we can organically get that to catch on, if we can get happy Santa going first, then I think we're set. Then I'm very happy Santa to then go with happy Jack to Santa.
Yeah. Then that's enough for me. That feels exciting to me as a order of business. I feel like naturally seeding phrases into the world is my specialty.
Yeah. You are the pebble in the pond of happy Santa.
Yes. Can I also just right now give 2 Christmas gifts to everyone?
Yeah, please.
Verbally. So maybe you've heard me talk about this before, but please, I want my one request is that these 2 phrases you take and you completely take ownership over and don't cite me at all, because my goal is that these phrases make their way all the way back around through the zeitgeist.
That will be the victory.
Like they've always been there. First phrase, I'll use it in a sentence. Jack, I got us tickets to the Knicks game. Pickle in the pie, they're obstructed view. See, pickle in the pie is the phrase. The idea being everything's good, all's good, except one little
bit of a thing,
little
sour in the sweetness.
I could see that we've been told that there might be some regional issues with that.
Yeah, this really only works. This really only works in America, where savory pies are notably less common. Not impossible, but notably less common. But if you're making like a meat pie, throw a little pickle in there. Probably a good thing.
Sure, yeah, but at least in its truest form, pickle in the pie. Love a little alliteration. Oh, my gosh, got dinner reservations to your favorite restaurant, Pickle in the Pie. They're right by the band. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I got you a lovely pie. It's your favorite pie, Pickle in the Pie. There's a pickle in the pie.
It's a given in that conversation that my favorite pie is chocolate cream, and that a pickle is not, like, just kind of doesn't worry. It's just too much vinegar. Like, you want a little bit of acid to cut through the sweetness of a chocolate cream pie, but like, you don't want a whole
You get it.
pickle.
But you'll still eat most of the pie probably. And you'll be thankful you got a pie, but not fully as thankful as you would have been had there not been a pickle in it.
Yeah.
Other one thrown out there, kind of pun intended, pebble in the pond. You're in a brainstorm situation. Everyone's kind of quiet. Everyone's like kind of nervous to be the first one to volunteer an idea. You break the surface tension of the room by saying, "Look, I'm just gonna throw an idea out there, pebble in the pond, break the surface and tension,
make the little ripples,
see if this does anything for you. Maybe the guy's hair is blue."
Yeah,
Pebble in the pond. Bad
Now
idea.
it's easier
ideas.
for the next person to like jump off the cliff through the surface. It's been dispersed.
So we're talking pickle in the pie, pebble in the pond. I think all my phrases require P.
We are a little, you're a little alliteration obsessed, and specifically P.
Yeah. So for what that's worth, which I think a lot, run with that.
And Strumbones, I think, correctly points out that one. Fewer localization issues.
Sure.
That everyone's got ponds. That's
shit. Desert.
Shit. The mustache is giving sleigh. I see how you've spelled it, but also in honor of our Santa sketch, I'm going to spell it a different way as well. Thank you very much. Chris, famously alliteration king.
Famously. The but you know, we're out here trying new things. We're trying to push the limits, of the English language.
The limits of the English language and the limits of how early we can do a stream. I'm just coming together, man. Sorry, I'm not giving a lot.
No, there's a different energy to it. You're pushing me as like the espresso train starts to get into motion there.
Yeah.
But I think this is a safe space to
Great.
really
Thank
show
you.
up as you need to.
Cheese Blitzen equals best joke. Thank you, John Fryer. That one was on the chopping block.
That one was a close to not being in there joke.
It was like, we like the doner kebab, so it was like, do we need both? Ultimately landed on yes. So glad we got that in there for you, John Fryer. What's the story behind the new sketch? We just recorded a director's commentary for it for our Patreon, so I don't want to reenact the full 35-minute podcast we did about the sketch. Check out the Patreon. But to give the long and short of it, this is like this one came together real fast. We our dear friend Julie Noelke, who's a wonderful YouTube creator, or a general creator, she put together this Christmas comedy cause and wanted some people to hop aboard and make some sketches for good causes. So it was a real last minute pulled together of a sketch. Some of the ideas contained within that sketch have existed previously in other forms. Most notably, the full sort of sci-fi lore, Secret Santa, Prestige style clone thing was written as its own sketch on a live stream, Christmas season 2020. We think
4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
we it was all organically live, like just groupthink, and then we wrote that sketch. We reread it last year. The original way that sketch came to was played out was like a little kid coming down and seeing Santa.
Yeah, this one was fully about that premise as the main idea, and then we did the and then from there, that idea has always just tickled us, and we were always like, man, we got to make a movie out of that or something like that one day. And then this one came together because it was just like we made this sketch so quickly in hopes of being able to join in with the Christmas comedy cause that then there was no real filter. We were just kind of saying yes to everything, and then shout out to everyone who helped us make it. I mean, you can see there's some pretty elegant visual effects in there. You can see that the lighting and the look of it is very, very cool. Shout out to Anthony. Some visual effects you might not know about.
Lane Carter.
Like we were incredibly slapdash with Chris's elf ears. So we had Lane Carter, who was doing VFX on these, touch up those elf ears, make them look real pretty. It's a real invisible effect that we obviously could have just done the makeup well, but we did not take the time.
The thought process there was we were already 2 hours behind. We had a hard out of this space, and I just kind of slapdash put some glue on my ears and put these I just straight up just gave up full on, being like, Lane will figure it out. I hope he'll figure it out. And then with the lighting being what it was, they didn't look that bad. So, we were able to trace around them a little bit. Thank you for joining us, Infamous Swoosh.
Yeah.
Subscriber. Very cool. Thank you very much.
How far through writing the new sketch did you come up with Mole Santa and have to rewrite everything? Astutely, it was one of the last things. We had much of that ending, but we were reconfiguring it, and it came together in a bunch of different ways. And so we came up with Mole Santa, but for a little while there, the mole Santa that Chris revealed himself to be was another version of me, another one of the clones, and it was a whole. And then we found the Dispose Elf reveal. Well, yeah, so late. We didn't have to rewrite everything though. We liked it because it fit very elegantly and answered a number of questions and whatnot.
We knew that the ending was going to involve this milk danger and that the Santa in question was a clone, and then we were just going to and then we started riffing around ways in which that would be revealed.
Yeah.
And then I think and we were on a call even. Like, I think we were just the day before we were going to go shoot, or a couple days before we were going to shoot it, we were just riffing on the phone, and then someone said, Mole Santa instead of Mall Santa, and then that
there we go
was the stepping stone.
Someone, not one of us, just someone walking by having another conversation. So, wow, that's pretty cool. Stay away from my account. Chris, how long was the process from ideation to finishing the edit? When did we start writing this? I know the first
I could tell you exactly
conversation of it would have been like mid-November, the first just like starting to chat about what the sketch would be. The first draft of it was finished on the flight to Buffer Festival. So whatever that weekend was.
So the first draft of the script was finished on Friday the 10th
of November.
And then we
went to Buffer Festival.
Then came back, and then we did some rewrites on it Thursday and Friday the 16th and 17th, and then we shot it the 19th. And then I started the edit on the 20th, and then we locked the edit on the 27th. So a week. Granted, this is not a flex on it being like, wow, how effortless. Oh, how easy. It was really insane and intense and a lot compressed down to a small amount of time. But it also, we're very thrilled with how it was almost like a 48-hour film festival in some ways, and how the small window of time allowed all of us that were working on it to kind of really buckle down in the trenches together and get excited.
Yeah. Charlie T says, Chris, I swear that acting with your eyes scene was taken straight from a Blue Man Group audition. 100%. The lap photo smile was definitely a let's show off Chris moment.
That was a very fun just get put on the spot and see what happens.
Yeah.
But I felt very taken care of by Jack. There is also a very like Jack's Santa voice, at least, and when he's a caring version of that Santa. Very, very ASMR-y, I feel like.
Oh, yeah?
Just kind of like sitting in the like, oh, okay, good, and yes, and good.
Great.
So
yeah, I rarely play authoritative. I'd say that is like sort of the staple from beginning of my acting career is I could typecast as exactly not authoritative. So it's very fun. It was fun to try that on. Any small pickles in the pie?
Much love from the U.S. to Brazil.
Yeah. Any pickles in the pie during the filming of the sketch, Chris?
Couple pickles in the pie. One was the makeup was not as easy to apply for ears as
I'd say the ear makeup was a pickle in the pie. Chris made a great run to Namie's makeup. Shout out Namie's, North Hollywood. Got some awesome gray stuff for my beard. Pickle in the pie. Gonna take a while to apply. It's a small little mascara brush. Got some elf ears. Pickle in the pie. We have no idea what we're doing.
We have no one else to help us put it on. I'm like trying to in a mirror while also talking to Anthony, our DP, being like, let's go. So we're thinking like very Fincherian for the style. Sorry, and then if you can maybe overhead soft lighting would be good.
Yeah,
we'll lock it off. We'll do like digital zooms.
It was a night shoot at a space that we were borrowing, so it was like a pretty tight window. I was coming from a separate work thing, so I got us started like an hour late because I was driving from Fullerton. It was a delicious pickle pie.
Yes. Yeah.
And sort of the miracle was how did it taste so delicious when it's flavored mostly with vinegar?
But the shape of it coming together and then essentially once we were shooting it, we'll sometimes like balance out depending on the load of like what acting wise each of us is holding in that sketch. We'll try and like on the singles, we'll spend a similar amount of time. But this was such a like Jack heavy performance piece that it was in a way like we've been front loaded Jack's side, and then when we came to mine, it was just kind of like plates of reaction and getting a few takes.
But
together.
You're great in it.
But it worked out. It worked out.
And we did manage to get some improv time in this one too, and get some stuff in there that we were still discovering.
Oh, for sure.
The like exact mechanics of the ending. Oh yeah, this whole thing was all found on the day, including the setup was all just came up on the day. And the actual mechanics of the ending of like me pleading and then you getting the like cool exit line, that all we kind of found while shooting. So some fun discoveries that, for a small period of time.
Also, shout out to Anthony Kuntz, our director of photography, who set that all up and filmed everything. Literally the exit shot as I'm getting up from the table and walking toward the camera. The original plan was just like, I'm just going to clear frame, walk to the right side of the frame. And then as I'm walking, he's like, just walk into the frame this way. Just walk to the frame. And I didn't know what was going on. I just walked straight into the camera. And then it became this great blackout moment at the end. A lot more impact. So a lot of just saying yes to the moment. And
just riding it. I think it's really cool that you two taking creative liberty to start something from the ground up on YouTube. I love how YouTube is a site where people and friends can create really awesome stuff. Thanks, Infamous Swoosh. That was definitely the thing from the beginning for us we have this round, this current iteration of the channel is the most like sort of planned out we like have a real twice a month schedule, first and third Friday. Come back by anytime. We're going to be releasing a lot of stuff, but from the beginning, it has always been like that all kind of came together later because the goal and the real motivation has always been, we like making stuff together. This is a really cool platform to just sort of keep making stuff and getting to release stuff and find a little community, who will hang out while we do some real silly Santa stuff, which we are fully a Santa channel going forward.
Yeah, of course.
A secret.
I want to say we've created a secret universe as well. There's now secret alien. There's secret Santa.
Secret weakness.
Secret weakness.
At which point during creation was the dark twist at the end written? The the use of the like clone and milk stuff was sort of conceived pretty early, like in the beginning of it, but exactly how the dark ending would play out was a thing that we fiddled with a lot. The first draft involved the Santa willingly taking it because he was very upset about something, so it was maybe even darker.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Came here in hopes for Pie Pickles trademark, was not disappointed. Thank you, Logical Larynx. Thank you. Glad we can provide.
Xavier says, watch the new Santa skit. Wow, that was amazing. Might be even better than Scrooge Slept In. We now have a whole canon of Christmas stuff. We have 3 fully dedicated Christmas sketches.
I'll say, and two-thirds of them sci-fi Santa sketches.
Yeah. We take a classic and how do you iterate on scripts? Any improv, any modifications the day before? We, especially with a sketch like this that has, it's very modular in a way, right? Where like there's this section is all Santa grilling the mall Santa. This section is the mall Santa getting to ask any questions he wants of Santa. This section is sort of the sci-fi world and reveals. So in those individual sections, there's plenty of like slotability, for the game of like Mall Santa gets to ask Santa any questions. It's like we write the script, but then we prepare like a list of alts of just like, here's some other questions he could ask and some other funny answers. So we very intentionally overshoot our material so that we can then like in the edit go like, all right, which of these jokes are playing best and in what order? We rearrange this, we move this around. That was a lot of it on this one. In a way that, in some sketches that are more like tightly narrative focused, much more like back and forth relationshipy stuff, you don't really have the opportunity to like slide stuff around, pop that joke out, put it over here. But in this one, we really were able to. So we iterate on a script we'll break out the idea together. One of us will take a first draft. We'll pass it back and forth. When we think we have the shape of it, then we create alt sheets of other jokes we want to try, and then on the day we try to build in time to get all those alts and improvise as well. So
I think too, the on the day stuff and the improv, like by that point we know at least there's the confidence that we have the jokes that we want, at least at the bare minimum.
Right.
We'll
we have a version of it that we like. We shoot that, and then we get other stuff.
And then hopefully the characters, now that we're living in them, because in writing you kind of drop in and out of the character. You're in the character in your mind. You're riffing and dropping. You're becoming Chris and Jack to each other and whatnot. But then when you're in it, sometimes you'll get an instinct now that, oh, I'm just straight up being the character that you wouldn't otherwise have thought while you were in the script necessarily. So we hope to create the space to just be like in character a little longer, and then see these little miracles pop up, a la Jack's milk death and a little bit of this.
And not to overplug Patreon, but we always release deleted scenes on our Patreon. So if you want to go check out a bunch more stuff that didn't make it, there always is a lot of, and sometimes like scripted jokes that we loved and put in the script and then just like decide to pull for time or decide to rearrange or whatever. There's a number of that. There's a number of those for this sketch. So there's a lot of really fun stuff in the deleted scenes, that'll be up soon, or
It's
is already up. Baby, you can go there right now.
That's like, there's like 7 minutes.
Deleted scenes. There's an outtakes. There's a director's commentary coming. Check that stuff out.
They're all up.
Talking to the Bell. Well, did you ad-lib Talking to the Bell? Love those sight gags. That was a discovery on the day as well. When we got there and we're just looking at props, we were trying to figure out. That was one of the things we're like, oh, we're going as written. It's like a little classic like intercom, and I was like, and only when we got there I was like, oh right, yeah. Our friends like film production office they don't probably have intercoms anymore. No. That's not really a thing anymore. So we Chris had the bell prop with his.
I got a mall Santa outfit that then came with like the glasses, the bell, like a little like golden present sack, and then was just kind of like trying to figure out like, oh, how much are we gonna have a beard on this guy? Are we not? And then just literally at the last minute, like, do we need the bell for anything? Can we use this? And then originally Jack wasn't gonna be wearing glasses at all, and then once we put those little glasses on, really
unlocked a whole
Suddenly
new
Santa.
Yeah.
Suddenly Santa. That's a great movie title, right?
I think that's just the Santa Claus.
That's the Santa Claus.
I think we've pitched the Santa Claus again.
Yeah, but Suddenly Santa. I want to learn how all these videos share a singular universe. What does Santa do during the alien invasion Scrooge causes? Do the abducting aliens just stand by? How about the ascended robots?
These are good questions. These are very good questions.
Our Discord has a whole channel devoted to cinematic universe, and I want to say this might be the Great and Terrible who's doing this. I'm not sure, but someone that's in there is really doing a deep dive into the lore, and it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
all the types of silly that comes through. But well, let's give at least one answer to one of these. What does Santa do during the alien invasion Scrooge causes? Do you have any thoughts there, Jack?
Well, I don't want to give away too much of my thinking of if we've seen Santa or not, but
right.
I think the answer is whatever he wants, baby.
Yeah. I'd love to see a sketch of Satan, the dyslexic Santa, responding to Christmas cards. There was a point where we had a Christmas sketch that was like a parking sketch where it was like a clown piece, and then you were like in a car or something, and then I was just like a physical performer, like waiting to get out of my car for the parking spot.
Yeah,
and
it was
you were
just
gonna
a
go
clown
in,
piece,
and then it just kept escalating the reasons why you couldn't get in the parking spot, and then it had
and then it did have a Satan reveal.
Where it was Santa Claus, but then what we thought it was so cool how it was just shuffled letters.
Did we?
Anyways,
Satan, Santa, great stuff. Where I like making a Christmas sketch. It feels very British television that every year we do a little Christmas special. Yeah. Speaking of Christmas,
new favorite genre, says Kat.
We do a lot of Santa sci-fi around here.
Also, Kat was on that live stream when we were originally creating the lore around Clone Santa, and I want to say she even suggested the lactose intolerancy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Shout out, Kat.
Shout out. And in this draft, it became the lactose contingency, which is a reference to Jurassic Park,
Yes.
as we must do at all times.
Yes.
There's a couple of little fun references in here. One reference that was pointed out to us by Julie Noki that was not an intended reference was me referencing Shaq at the end. But I do love that video of Shaq. This is nothing to me. Guys, it's not Xmas related, but I gotta know. In the alien abduction sketch, what was he supposed to do with the hammer and nail? It haunts me.
Wow. Well, now that we know the stakes around this, I mean, in a way, you never want to open the mystery box, you know? Sometimes like it's better to never know.
Yeah.
But we can give our own individual
answers. Yeah. What do you?
I originally, I want to say
You definitely would have written that joke, yeah.
And I think that originally the idea was you do nothing because either way it's destructive. It was like a test of what, yeah. So it's human nature that you must do something when given an option, like that like, do you always have to take a binary path, or is there an option where you can choose to just, there's a third option, which is absence of behavior.
Yes.
So I think that was more my thought there.
I like that one. I'll toss in the other possibility that there is a non-violent way that aliens would adhere those two objects together, that they could just like vibrate the energy so that they melded together seamlessly.
Yeah, I mean, the alien is teleporting, could teleport a nail away, presumably.
There you go.
So hope that helps.
But thank you, Xavier. Thanks for all the laughs. Thanks for all the hanging. Really effing cool techno, dude. Vid was so dope. Thank you, Steve Leone. Love your channel. Thank you today on the Korean server. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Who are your favorite guest appearances in your sketches? Will there be more? I mean, we love having our friends come and hang. We've had a lot of fun with Jess McKenna. We've had a lot of fun with Dante Bosco and Daniel Gord and your brother. We make your brother do a bunch of stuff.
It was a web series. We were in Dorm Life together, and then a lot of those friends will come and pop into stuff. My brother, unfortunately, is involved in a fair amount of things.
We've been forced to.
Yeah, we've been by blood.
Just no one's around, and last minute we pull Nick in.
And we're like, cool, yeah, you're just going to be the sci-fi
guess
guy,
it'll be
I
Nick.
guess. Yeah, it'll be Nick.
We hope to keep some fun cameos coming and get some fun people in the future as well. Would you guys ever do anything with Dropout? You seem very their vibe. That would be very fun. Chris. Miss.
Yes.
Christmas.
Yes.
Do you want to, we're going to, at around 10 o'clock, we're going to hop over to a Patreon stream. But in the meantime, do you want to play any little Christmassy games? Now we're 40 minutes in. Maybe we don't need to be as worried about filling this time. But I did prepare for you one of our classic alphabet games. And I'll tell you, Chris, I always say like, first thought out wins. I just write down whatever I'm thinking. And that's like 98% true. But I will occasionally go like, I said there was a theme, and the thing I just wrote down doesn't even fit the theme. He would never possibly get that. Let me go to my second. Let me go to my second guess.
Sure.
And this one I didn't have the time to even think about what I had just written down. So I have a theme that I will tell you about, but I truly then just went.
So this is in a way a very vulnerable reveal of what your first form thinking is.
It's true.
There is no filter to this mind.
It's true.
In a way, it's almost like AI could learn a lot about you in this moment.
Yeah. Wow. That's true.
Right?
I'm exposing true human instinct here.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, the alphabet game, I wrote down a word for each letter of the alphabet. Chris has to just guess that word. It's a very hard game.
It's introduced in a Christmas time thing.
That's why we figured we'd try it
12 Days
again.
of Chris and Jack is what it was called. And then it's on our channel. There's a playlist of it. And it was just us hanging, having some fun. And then Jack introduced this game that both delights and tortures me.
Yeah. Real quick before we launch, a couple of questions. What are you guys? Are you guys making any content for social? Do you have any channels we should follow? Yeah. So we largely will be putting out the same stuff on YouTube as we will on Instagram and TikTok, but you can check those out. We're Chris and Jack sketch on Instagram and on TikTok, right?
Yep. And then
and
Chris
if you
and Jack on like all the other ones, the Facebook and X
and we are starting to we're releasing like cut downs of our old sketches in the YouTube Shorts feed. We are also popping some new stuff in there that's going to be very rare. Most of our new stuff is going to come to the main feed, but we're going to pop some new stuff in there. And we just there's this DNA testing YouTube short that's in there that you should check out.
Also, incredible, White Room is popping off right now. We have a White Room cut down of the original White Room sketch. It's on YouTube Shorts. I think it's been viewed more on YouTube Shorts than it has on the original video. Wild.
There you go.
So anyone that's discovered us recently through that, hi.
Hello.
We've hopefully got more stuff you can check out than the first sketch we've ever released. But TikTok has been treating us well. We've been kind of on a hiatus there per the question here that it's we kind of got a little audience form, or we got actually a large audience there that then we're now trying to strategize around how often we'll release. But this is certainly the hub. This is where we are spending most of our time. And again, quick shout out to our Patreon and patrons, because that's the only way we're making these things. So that's truly the way that it all comes together, is people that support us there. So thank you.
Thank you, Space Age Dubs. Juggle Boy. Oh, they're both right now, Chris. They're both at the same number of views.
Neck and neck.
They're neck and neck.
Yes.
So the short will be overtaking it quite quickly, I think.
Yes. That way.
This sketch gave some White Room's vibe with the back and forth. Yeah, that sort of rapid fire Q&A type of thing. We like getting that in there every once in a while. So that was very fun. I kicked my mic so hard. Ow.
How did you kick your mic? It's way up. Did you do like a little?
My mic stand.
Oh, the stand.
There's a stand. This is not on a desk. It's on a whole. Don't worry.
I'll say when you said you kicked your mic, it just really made my brain do a backflip of like seeing the illusion.
Yeah,
of
I scorpion
like
kicked it. I did a full flip over. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Heck yeah.
One word per letter. I will give you $1 for every one you get. I will double it if you get every single one of them. Standard rule. If you get 26, you get 52.
Love this. This is always the great incentive.
I'll tell you, I know I don't remember it, but I feel like we've surely done a Christmas one of these before, where the theme was Christmas.
Yes.
So this time I was like, oh, the theme is winter, not specifically holidays. Now, does that mean that none of the things are holiday related? None of those are related.
Does it mean that maybe some things on there don't really associate with winter, but your brain first thought that's a wintry word? Oh wait, I didn't think that through.
Yeah, very possible. And whatever Chris wins, he must gamble away in Vegas. That is a follow-up rule, of course.
Great. Sidebar, this time last year, we went to Vegas together for your birthday.
Yeah.
Briefly, and then shout out to Jack, birthday coming up. Then we did, I wanted to really kind of get the stakes going. I wanted it to get real fun, real fast, or at least like, let's do something. Let's get crazy here. And I promised Jack that I was going to put down $100 on black on roulette, and I was going to just let it ride on that, or like every time I was going to just like take whatever winnings came and just keep riding it 7 times. That was
my birthday.
The deal for his birthday. And then put it on a color, came up 1. You put it on a color.
You gave me
1.
the honor for my birthday of calling out which color. Yes. I had no other agency.
No.
I was just calling colors. When is your birthday? The 6th, December 6th.
Second one, 1. Third one, 1. Fourth one, 1. At this point, had to pocket something to kind of like make sure I was breaking even again. Other people were joining in at this point, then literally got to the 7th one, what was promised. We were going to keep going. And by that point, it was dumb, the amount of money that could have come up. Spoiler alert, I lost.
You lost, but you pulled back a little before you lost.
Back
so
a
it worked
little
out
bit.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday. Thanks, y'all. Logical Larynx. Any chance we can make this game revenue neutral for both of them? Here's $5. Who's going to meet me or beat me? I don't want to stop the donation train, but $5 would be a lot. If Chris wins $5, we're going to be impressed. But by all means.
I feel like I've delayed enough to give my brain some space.
Okay,
to
great.
Prepare for this.
And I do think I'd like to
active in chat. I'll think on my.
I'd like to keep your tempo up too. And actually, I think it is part of the true first out. They're not necessarily all tricky. Sometimes I might have just written down the most basic possible thing.
So winter is the
could be the W.
theme.
Winter is the theme. Yes,
winter is the theme. Okay, we're gonna go with A. We're gonna start. May I begin?
Yeah, please.
A. Already I've got a terrible. I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you what it was going to be, and then I'm not going to suggest this. This was my first out, but it's very wrong. I'll just say it, and I'm not locking this answer at all. I was going to say autumn because it's a season, but it's not winter. You know what I mean?
I have maybe overprimed you for how poorly I did coming up with winter.
Okay. A for winter. Let's go with I have to start my brain now. A for winter is arborous.
Nice.
Was a word I want to say you even was there something that no arborous was, I think you riffed that on something that we were trying to winterize at some point, but anyways.
Alpine, aspen, apple cider, reimbursement for Jack. I'm calling it. Chris will get 6. It might be possible.
Oh yes.
Thank you, Strumbones. Antler. I said they weren't necessarily going to be Christmas related, but some of them are sort of, just a little vague.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Antler.
B. Okay. Happy birthday, Jack. You cannot legally accept this $10 bill until December 6th. Thank you, infamous swoosh. There's a chance I'm going back to Vegas, so maybe that $10 will have a Vegas use for my birthday. The Knicks are trying. If the Knicks make the semifinals of the NBA in-season tournament, I got to get out there, B, Chris. But thank you very much.
Blueberry juice.
Blueberry
juice.
This
is just for me. Blueberry juice. I didn't know if you know this. I was in Finland last winter for a bit, and blueberry juice, warmed up blueberry juice, is what everybody drinks out there. That's what keeps you warm. It was one of the best tasting drinks I've ever had. I didn't even know blueberry juice was a thing.
Wow.
Very tasty, very wintry.
I love it. You almost said very autumnal.
I was gonna say almost. I almost said autumnal.
I'll come back after I finish the video. Go, get out there, Malaxi. No, Chris, it was bobsled.
Bobsled, but also in a world, because when I had the blueberry juice, it was after a dog sled thing, so my mind was in there. Okay, I feel good about this. It's starting to. There you go. I think it's starting to coalesce. I feel good about this.
C, and
Christmas.
while Christmas, no, it was chimney, which is sort of also Christmas related.
God.
Chris, will you visit the old country this year? We're having snow in Denmark currently. Might be a white Yule.
Oh, Glædelig Yule. I hope so. There's been some shifts around with, Mom lives in Palm Springs now, so we might be going there for Christmas, New Year's, but never say never when it comes to, I just love it out there so much. I want to see family. So depending on how much I win in this game, this might be able to afford.
We'll see if we can fund it. D, Chris.
D.
Yes.
Donner.
Decorations.
This is slipping fast.
E.
Elf.
I like that better. I went with elements, like the elements. Like you gotta brave that. You gotta it's chilly out there.
Yeah, the elements. Not like the periodic table.
No. Just like the elements.
Elements.
F.
Got it. Finland.
Frigid. It's really chilly out
Frigid.
there. You got to brave the elements.
Frigid.
It's really
yeah,
frigid.
Those elements is very
G.
frigid. Got it. Glug.
Gale, like gale force winds that make you really frigid when you're
You
braving
really
the
got on a
elements. I
weather
got on a
run
little
there.
weather thing. H, Chris?
Gosh. H.
Yeah.
Winter H. We'd go with hunger.
I'm going to give you one more shot. I like hunger because we're raising money for the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank, which is doing a fantastic job fighting hunger. So since you took the opportunity to do a charity plug, I'm going to be charitable and remind you, elements, frigid, gale.
Hurricane.
Ooh, hail.
Hail.
It was hail.
Oh.
Hail, very wintry. I.
Igloo.
For $1, Chris, Igloo. Yes. He's on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Oh, I feel. Oh, I'm
on
we got some
the
momentum
board.
now, baby.
Let's ride it.
My
You can get to
momentum,
5. I do believe you can get to 5. I think 5's on the table. J.
Jingle.
Jolly.
Jolly.
K.
K. K. Kris Kringle.
That was one where I was typing. I wrote Krampus, but I was right. It was like as it was coming out, I was like Krampus, Kris Kringle, and I couldn't allow the edit.
Strombones got it. Strombones got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
L. You're $1. You're on the board. You're not getting shut out.
No, I got some momentum now.
Yeah.
I got some serious momentum now. L. We're looking at winter L. It's
could be Christmas Eve, but not necessarily. Could be holiday themed. Some of these might be holiday related.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Some of them
love.
you're gonna be like, what?
Love
is good. It was lights, which is similarly general. Lights, like Christmas lights, but just sort of lights, I guess.
Oh, and in chat they had love.
They had love. They also had lights. Speaking of M.
Oh, M. Mulled wine.
No, I said speaking of. One more try.
Speaking of lights.
Oh, I did. Did I mean that? I don't know.
Or just speaking of. What'd you say? Speaking of love. Oh,
no.
Speaking of
lights.
love.
Speaking of lights. Speaking of lights.
I
was trying to double throw you.
Speaking of lights. Speaking of lights. M. Speaking of lights.
Yeah.
Speaking of lights. Matt.
No one's even getting it in chat, so maybe this was not a helpful clue. M lights, really good guess, John Williams. Johannes, the game is, I wrote down something related to winter for every letter in the alphabet. First thing that came to mind, Chris will get $1 if he matches me, but it's very hard. He's got $1 so far. We're on M.
Mall.
Menorah. N.
And
I do think I'll have to explain this one. Noel. No, I wrote down nips, but I meant like a little whiskey nip that gets put in your stocking. But obviously nips for winter, or just because it's frigid.
My nips.
Yeah.
Be passed by nips. Oh gosh.
All
right.
O. I think you can get. Up to like
Tannenbaum.
5.
O. Tannenbaum.
Ornament. P. You got this, Chris. Somewhere in here, I think we can get. I want 3. And I'm looking ahead, and I don't think that's possible.
P.
But I believe in you.
All right, P. These have been decent guesses.
No, you've been great.
I'm in there.
Sometimes we play this game, and you do better. Like you're like if I had written down your answers, I would seem much more reasonable. It's not like you're.
You like mean Gale isn't quite the.
Gale's very strong wins. We love you. I am Mateo. Thank you.
P. We're on P.
Menorah's Hanukkah. Yeah. Yes, Chris.
Present.
Pine. Both reasonable. Okay. Pine is reasonable. Pine is fine.
Reasonable. Pine's reasonable. Pine's
don't-
fine. Pine is fine.
Pine is a lot better than elements, okay? Or nips. Q. And Noelle was right there. I mean, obviously Noelle is a better answer than nips.
Q.
What's up, Dale K. Kirby Gaming?
Q. Like knowing your train of thought, like this isn't my guess, but I was gonna be like, quicksand.
Chris, I
'Cause,
swear to
like
God, I
sand
swear
or
to God,
snow.
the only one I edited was like, I can't write down quicksand. So I'm gonna give you $1 for
that
you.
counts,
You mind melded better than my actual mind. I swear to God, I erased quicksand because I was like, that's nothing. I can't even pretend to explain what the link would have been.
kind of avalanchy snow.
Yeah.
that you
Sort of like
slurp
the
into, I
weather,
guess,
the
but
elements. Like one of the
quicksand.
elements could be quicksand.
Yes. I mean, Christmas quicksand, right? That's great.
Yeah.
But okay, so now that I've already got it. This is just bonus.
This is bonus. You got now. You're playing out of 27.
Okay.
QAnon, not super Christmassy, but yeah.
One would guess wintry though. You know, obviously we're doing winter category.
Have you been looking at chat?
No.
Okay, because I will say
I checked back in at I saw love.
okay, there is it's in there for sure. So I know my instinct that this one would be more guessable than quicksand was kind of right, but you know me so well.
Q. All right.
Thanks, Jacob. Tyler says in Australia quicksand is Christmassy. So okay.
Look at this.
I should have stuck with that.
Oh, also, total sidebar. I watched the trailer last night for the new Mad Max prequel.
Oh, I didn't even know this was happening.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it had, let alone dropped. It was so exciting.
Directed by same guy. I'm
Yeah.
liking it. Yeah. Amazing.
And it follows Furiosa.
Oh, nice.
And then it's Anya Taylor. What's her Anya Taylor?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Joy is Furiosa, and then Chris Hemsworth
fun.
is like in like just different enough prosthetic makeup, and it's clearly this like he's kind of doing like a crazy character, and it was just really fun to
That's
watch.
fun. I've
Yeah.
long. Chris Hemsworth is someone I was like, I would like to see more. I would like to see.
Yeah.
I like him, and I think he's good, and I don't blame him for just sticking with it, but I'm excited to see him get to do some weird
Check
stuff.
out that trailer. I'm
excited for weird
amazing.
Chris Hemsworth phase. Are they still doing the Hulk Hogan movie? He was doing a Hulk Hogan movie for a minute.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Good candidate.
Yeah, good casting.
And we only have a little bit of time before Patreon stream.
Q,
coming up
Chris.
here. Q. Quiet.
Quiche, which was the first thing guessed in chat, even though I was like, it's not super Christmassy, but I'm glad somebody else thought it.
Shout out to whoever came up with that then, because that certainly, Jack's second instinct.
Yes, good work, Buddy Cassius. Between you and Buddy Cassius, you've got me on lock.
All right.
R.
So we're chasing this third one. That'd be a huge win.
3 would be
if we had
good.
3. R. I was going to say reindeer, but I feel like that's going to be too basic. Your first instinct for winter would probably be. Then I'm also thinking this is really, you would go dumb with like rain, because then you'd be like, well, some places winter.
Been a while. Yeah, Los Angeles winter, it rains a lot.
It rains a lot. Rain.
It was Rudolph, so reindeer was right in the world. They're not all Christmassy. They're not. It's not. It's just winter. But
not all of
Christmas
them, but
happens during
one.
winter, so sometimes. S.
Would he say Santa? Would he say Santa? It'd be top of his mind. You're literally writing these down while we're about to release a sketch. It's a character you played.
Yep.
Would he say Santa?
Squall is a good elements one. Yeah. There are other elements, as Tyler points out, that could be related.
Okay. Um, if it is Santa and I don't say Santa, I would feel bad. But then if it isn't Santa and I said Santa, I would also feel bad. So I'm going to feel bad either way, and I'm going to say stocking.
Sleigh bells. T, Chris.
T. Toys.
Tinsel. So, Rudolph, sleigh bells, tinsel. Think about you.
We're in.
You're not going to get this, but we are in a Christmas zone.
You.
Yeah.
But now you might be throwing the scent here.
I know. I am known to do that.
Pattern thing.
That snow bait I did earlier was
yeah.
tricky, you know?
Umbrella, because it rains sometimes in winter.
That's about as good as what I wrote down. Ukulele covers of Christmas songs. I really truly went first instinct, except for quicksand. I erased. So you really nailed me.
V.
Yeah.
Vixen.
Got it. Fucking got it.
Oh, I wanted that so bad.
$3.
Yes, dude.
$3.
Oh man. Wow.
Thais Tulio, I just came from Charlotte's video. I love your Christmas video. Amazing. Thank you so much. I love that people are checking each other's out. Everyone in here, when we're done with the stream, unless you're going to join us for Patreon for another stream, but do go through that playlist, check out all the other creators. I'm very excited too. They all went live while we were starting this, so I haven't gotten to watch everybody's stuff yet. So that's what I will be doing after this. So go check out Charlotte's and Julie's and Ryan's and Christian and Nat and there was one other person, and I'm blanking because two people were in it, and then one.
Julie?
So
did you say Julie?
I did. Next one.
Christian, Nat, Charlotte, Ryan.
Vixen
Julie,
doesn't mean sexy
Trey
or
Kennedy.
something. Yeah, Trey Kennedy is who I was trying. Yes, Vixen is also. I don't know why they made one of the reindeers be named like Seductress, but there you go.
Right.
W. Vixen is a fox. That makes sense. That's the connection.
Weather.
White Christmas. X. Weather's good, dude. I'm sorry. Chris Schmidt, love the new sketch. I've lost count of how many people I've introduced to the White Room and Groundhog Day 2. Never stop. Thank you so much, Chris Schmidt.
Also, what a name. You get to go with. You can toss out Merry Chris Schmidt at any point. W. No,
X. Yeah, xylophone covers some Christmas.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's very funny. I'm wondering if you're doing like taking the E out of extreme and doing extreme weather. I'm doing extreme weather.
It was just Xmas, and this was one of the ones when I said $3. I was like, Chris will surely at least get Xmas.
Xmas. Oh man. Logical larynx. I see you got that. Oh, all right.
Two more.
Why? Yule.
I was going to say two more. I think one of them is gettable. That was the one I thought was gettable. Yule was the tricky part. I was like, he might say Yule, but if he doesn't say Yule, he'll surely say...
Yak?
Yeti.
Yeti.
And then the last one I don't think is gettable. So I think we're locked in at $3. Very impressive $3. But take a shot, Chris.
Let's see what
Z.
we got here. Zeddy.
No, it was... It was zoom in with a camcorder while a kid is opening presents. Okay, and that was the game.
Happy holidays, everyone. Oh.
All right.
What a glimpse into your mind and a beautiful.
I was very impressed
Hitting
by
three
Quicksand.
was big. Hitting 3 was big. That felt great.
Yeah. So all right, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out. Like I said, check out all the other creators in Christmas Comedy Cause. Check out the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank, and have a wonderful holiday season. We're gonna hop over to Patreon and do a bunch more of this. We have some other fun Christmas games in mind, but in the meantime, Yeah, if somebody wants to check that out, check that out. In the meantime, we'll see you again soon. Next sketch, December 15th. We're doing the first and third Friday of every month, so come back December 15th to see a brand new sketch.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. How about this? Much love to y'all. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the new sketch. We sure loved making it. And we sure love you.
Merry Christmas. And Happy Santa. Let's say that just so that gets normalized,
So
and then we'll go back to...
that.
So Happy Santa, everybody. Happy Santa. Happy Santa.
Happy Santa.